Hey everybody, welcome to Rider Club Radio, the only podcast on any internet, even the undernet, about Kamen Rider.
If you go deep web to those sites where they teach you how to build bombs and shit, you won't find anything else that's even remotely like this.
That's true. That's actually true.
It's That's true. You'll find a lot of weirder shit, but you won't find any podcasts about Japanese children's TV commercials.
Technically true. Everything we said is true. I'm your host, Jeff.
And I'm Liam.
And this week we're going to do something a little bit different because, I guess New Year's golf has preempted Kamen Rider and Super Sentai.
Little known fact about Japan, when it's New Year's, everybody stops whatever they're doing, and instead of just getting a day off, they all have to play golf all day. So Superhero Time didn't air this weekend.
Yeah. Side note, speaking of getting a day off and having to do something, I am becoming the Grinch as I get older. I know we already had our Christmas episode, sorta, but how bullshit is it that every day off that we as human beings in the Western Hemisphere get from work, we're expected to go hang out with our shitty, awful families? Fuck togetherness.
Jeff, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta pull together with the fam-a-lam.
Dude, I'm tired of taking one from the team.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna take one beer for the team and I go.
I'm kind of glad that most of my family is really estranged, and I haven't spoken to them in a long time, so family get-togethers are really small for me, and they're completely bearable.
I just like to not go to them.
Well,
ever.
There's that, too.
I wish you'd stop inviting me to your family get-togethers. It's really awkward.
Well, I gotta have someone there. It's just me sitting in a room alone most of the time.
That's the awkward part. There's a lot of mirrors, and you keep putting, like, fake mustaches and wigs on and talking into them.
Mashing food into them. You see, we're trying to kill for time.
No, we're not. This week, we're going to be talking about, Liam has spent a lot of time talking about how Kamen Rider G4, Project G4, the movie, is an excellent movie. The actual title of it is Kamen Rider Agito, Project G4.
Yes.
So if you have not seen that movie, shut this shit off, because that's what we're talking about.
We thought about doing an Agito spoiler cast, but the Ryuki spoiler cast was kind of recently.
It was 1 month ago, exactly.
It was exactly 1 month ago. That's way too recent. So we're going to put the spoiler cast on the back burner for now, and we're just going to talk about G4, because G4 was a really fucking good movie, and I think it bears having its own episode. It's a standout.
Everybody's so pissed off right now. I can feel it. Through time and space in the internet, I can feel everybody being like, "What? No spoiler cast!"
As we said last week, if there's going to be an episode, it's going to be a spoiler cast, but we lied.
And, yeah.
Look, it's technically a spoiler cast. It's a G4 spoiler cast.
You should learn better, you fucking idiots. We lie all the time.
We got through on a technicality.
So, Liam, this is one of your favorite Kamen Rider movies.
It's my favorite period Kamen Rider movie.
Really?
Yeah, the ones I've seen, yeah.
I could agree with that.
I
could agree that it is your favorite Kamen Rider
for anyone who doesn't
movie.
know, quick recap. Kamen Rider G4 is the story of a government agent comes in, and she steals the plans for G4.
The Japanese Defense...
Army branch.
Hold on, I got the name of it up.
Okay.
Oh god, I don't have the name of it up. Yes, I do. It's the Japan Self-Defense Forces.
The extremely creatively named Japan Self-Defense Forces.
Yeah, they are the Unified Military Forces of Japan, established in 1954, and are controlled by the Ministry of Defense.
And she steals the plans for an upgrade to G3X called G4 that...
She does this by making what's-his-face the assistant, whose name I was never able to remember.
Ogawa, I think his name is?
Ozawa's the lady.
Oh yeah, Ozawa's the lady. What's the assistant name?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
His name is Who Gives a Shit.
But
she drunks him up and acts like she's interested in him, and he's an idiot, so he falls for it, and gives her the passcodes and everything.
And she builds this suit that has it operates on a dark, terrible secret, and shit goes bad. Shit goes real bad from there. It's a great movie. Go see it if you haven't seen it.
Go see it at your local movie theater.
In theaters near you. Maybe it's on a
playing
Blu-ray.
Alongside Smurf 6 or whatever.
It's whatever, Trolls, whatever they got in theaters right now.
I don't know, actually. The last movie I saw was Rogue One.
Oh, you poor soul.
Yeah.
Jeff,
it wasn't very good, everyone. I'm sure you might have different opinions, but as always, they're wrong.
So, Jeff,
Yes.
you saw G4 like just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I finished watching it directly before we started recording.
What did you think? What's your hot take on G4?
I thought it was a really, really good movie, and while I was watching it, I know you were right about that and poutine.
Damn straight.
Although I didn't disagree with you about poutine at all. Like
That's
as
true.
soon as I heard about it, I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta have that."
It's good. It's good stuff.
It's really good. It'll fuck your insides up, but it's good.
That's half the charm.
That the movie struck me as strange coming from the modern day and watching it, because Kamen Rider movies now are like cluster fucks where you have to pick out the tiny good parts amongst how fucked up they are. Like, there's certain things in the modern Kamen Rider movies that are good, and every terrible movie has at least one or two good moments in it. And even Heisei vs. Showa has some good stuff in
things,
it.
Yeah.
This movie was a movie, which is different than modern Kamen Rider movies.
It's
Modern Kamen Rider movies are like a spectacle. They're not a film.
They're a spectacle and not much else. But G4, if I went to a theater, like an actual theater near me, and saw G4, like almost if you threw in a couple things to explain the characters a little more, had like Agito's origin in there and Gil's, throw those in, and just had it.
You don't even... Nobody even mentions the term Agito until, like, an hour into the movie.
Yeah. If you just throw in a couple things that you have to... Like, explanations from the show, and slapped it on a movie theater, I'd enjoy the fuck out of it. Even if I knew nothing about Kamen Rider, I'd come out of that saying, oh, it's pretty cool.
It has really... like, I was really impressed with the cinematography in the movie. It was, like... a lot of Kamen Rider films look like... Kamen Rider films.
They look like Kamen Rider, but yeah, they're longer.
This looked like a film.
Yeah, there's one really great shot, or two, I guess, that stood out to me in this movie. When G4 first reveals himself, he takes off his helmet, and he's that soldier fellow from the beginning of the movie. And
the helicopter lands behind him.
Yeah, and there's a shot. It's G3X and Ozawa standing behind it, and G4 and the fucking military lady standing behind him, like juxtaposed. The shots are both right next to each other, and it creates that clear feeling of like, oh, these two are gonna fuck each other up later in the movie. They're gonna fight.
Oh, yeah.
It's visual foreshadowing that they don't like. It's not awkward dialogue. It's really cool.
It sets up the visual... It's like a visual comparison that sets out these characters up as direct opposites, and that's how the rest of the movie's gonna play out.
Yeah, and it you know what it does? It properly sets up its tone and characters. It's a really good movie.
There's some really like interesting sound design and people being ripped apart by monsters. It's just like it's exactly how that would really sound in this children's movie.
Yeah, early Heisei. That's one thing I like about early Heisei.
It didn't pull its punches too bad.
No, new Kamen Rider shows a monster will pick you up and throw you. In early Heisei, a monster gets its hands on you and the camera pans away and you hear.
Yeah, the monster isn't... most of the time, the monster isn't there to beat you up or destroy your lawn furniture. It's there to eat you. That's its purpose.
And G4 is no exception. The army lady has a terrible end. She's swarmed by ants, and they tear her apart. Of course, you don't actually see it, but you hear it pretty good.
This movie is rated PG.
Yeah, apparently. They get away with a fair amount.
Or whatever the equivalent of PG is in Japan. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of rating board.
PGU.
I'm pretty sure films in Japan are just a lawless wasteland. You just put whatever on there.
You know, one day I hope that a Japanese person starts listening to our podcast. And we just get like a ton of emails from them after they go through each podcast, and we get an email for each of them that's just like, wow, you guys are huge fucking racists. What is your problem with my home country?
Just to preempt you, Mr. Japan Man, we know.
I ain't no racist. It's not my fault your country sells panties in vending machines.
Oh. Another thing I really love
I only purchased 6 of them. I'm a normal man.
Just, any single digits, you're fine. I really love the design of G4, the suit.
Of course you do. He's edgy G3X.
And that's because it's G3X, except he's black and his helmet is slightly different.
Yeah, it's cool that he has blue eyes.
Yeah, the whole color scheme of it is very nice. And like you said before, it's that visual foreshadowing that sets them up as rivals. I think I mentioned this a couple episodes ago. I always got a kick out of the sort of cliche of the dark reflection character. Like the Shadow the Hedgehog, whatever.
I don't get a kick out of Shadow the Hedgehog, but I get a kick out of the dark reflection type character.
I get an ironic
especially
kick.
When they're not the star of the games that they appear in.
I get an ironic kick out of Shadow the Hedgehog.
You do not. You fucking love him.
It's ironic on ironic.
Oh my god.
It's half ironic.
Knuckles is the better rival character. Knuckles
is the top Sonic character. That's proper fact.
That is undebatable.
Undebatable.
Don't debate us because we'll just delete your email.
Another thing that I love about this film is that one of my favorite parts of Agito, my favorite rider in Agito for sure, is Makoto, G3X. He's for sure the best character in the whole show. And they said when it came time to make a movie, they said, fuck Agito, let's make one about Makoto. Let's make one about Makoto struggling with his replacement, a better suit coming along, and he's got to deal with it. It's piloted by a dickweed.
Isn't that like a beautiful sentiment, though? Like, we did this entire series about Kamen Rider Agito, right? So we'll make the movie about the secondary rider.
Yeah.
Give him the full spotlight.
Yeah, poor Gills gets nothing, but...
No. Well, fuck him.
Fuck
He
Gills.
gets thrown into a basement and gets his arm ripped off, whatever. But, I mean, they're still doing that with Gaim Gaiden, but that's mostly because they're just milking it as hard as they can.
Yeah. I gotta see Gaim Gaiden 2.
I haven't seen it yet, either.
Oh, well. Yeah, speaking of Gills is in this movie, briefly. He doesn't do much, but like you said, he gets his fucking arm ripped off, and then grows it back when he turns into Exceed Gills.
Yeah. I mean, that's not unprecedented, but it's still fucked up.
That's something that I feel like should have been in the show, because that fits perfectly. Gills' whole thing is that he's always in extreme pain, and he should be suffering all the time.
He's like a body horror monster. He's not like the other characters.
He's not, Agito transforms, and he looks like he's enjoying himself. It's a big shining light, and he's like, yeah, Agito. Gills does these horrible sound effects, and he's screaming and regrowing his lost limbs.
Gills is hilarious in a fight scene, though, because, like, sometimes he's screaming, he's ah, which is fine. But then when he's doing his normal attacks and stuff, he goes, ah!
Yeah.
Ah!
He's got to scream, but he can't scream too long because it's just a little punch, so he's like, take that, Gills.
It makes me laugh every time. But I still love him.
He's a silly guy. He's if I had any major complaints about this movie, it's that Gills is kind of superfluous, and he's just there probably because of a contract.
Yeah, well, he was fun.
He's fun. He's always fun. Him and Nagito both are always fun, but I really think he could have made this movie without them. They're
you
not the stars.
You probably could have made this movie without the other kid as well.
Which other kid? They're both kind of the other kid to me.
Well, like the little boy.
At the beginning of the movie, there's like a school for people who are Agitos. And
they don't call them that, though.
They're not. They don't say Agitos because I don't think they know. But they grow supernatural powers just like Agitos, and it gets attacked by ants, and two of the kids escape. Like ant unknowns. It's not like they're being attacked by ants.
Like actual giant ants appear in this movie.
Very different take on the formula. And two kids escape.
This is the movie Them. We're just reviewing it.
And two of the kids escape from the compound, and that's how the whole sort of story kicks off.
Yeah, two of the kids escape, and all the other kids get fucking eaten.
Yeah, fuck those childs. I don't care.
Oh my god.
But they're I wouldn't say they're both superfluous.
No, I feel like the boy is superfluous. The girl, like, interacts with the main characters and pushes the story forward.
Yeah, she tells them about the whole place, and she gives us vital information. The other kid, the boy, it doesn't really do much either. But that's
what happens to those children?
They just kind of stop being in the story. It's about Mana past a certain point.
At the end of the movie, they're still there, right?
Yeah.
But in the TV show, they are not there.
I think
do they just give them up to Child Protective Services?
I think there's a line about them getting adopted at the very end. Oh. They find a new family and they go as brother and sister to a new family.
They got adopted by Nah, the lady got eaten by ants. Never mind.
They just fucking they dumped him at a foster home and assumed they got adopted later.
Whatever, not my problem anymore.
What happened to those kids? They're probably adopted. There's like a 60% chance that they're adopted right now, so my conscience is clean.
I love the uncle, where she's like, you can stay here, right, uncle? And he's like, I guess. That's a much more realistic thing than Uncle Mario and Zyuohger just being like, yeah, sure, they can stay here, that's great.
Hey, Uncle Mario, these 520-somethings who have no job and I'm not going to tell you anything about them. They got to stay on your couch. Is that cool? Yeah, sure.
Whatever, I'm going to dress up as a parrot.
Gotta go to Canada. Take care of my shit.
Is Uncle Mario staying with you?
He's couch surfing right now. He spent all day looking at otters. Abundant.
Liam was Uncle Mario's friend that taught him about the animals in Canada. Or the wood.
I was lying.
He's just trying to get him out of the story.
He still thinks I'm keeping it like in a closet or something.
Hey Liam, when are you going to show me that wood? Oh, I'll show it to you later, Mario.
After dinner. If I had any other major complaints with this movie, there was one kind of funny thing, and there's the problem with G4. There's two major problems with G4. One is that it has to, I mean the suit, not the movie. One is that it has to, like, its AI relies on psychic people. They have to have a psychic person, which they chain up in a room and attach a helmet to. And that way...
And a vest.
And a vest. They strap them all up. And that way G4 can see the future. Its AI is superior. That's why it's so much better than G3X.
Yeah, this chick has like an inflated-ass idea of what that means. She's like, he's transcended humanity. He's become greater than God. He can see like 2 seconds in the future, lady.
He can tell when someone's about to punch him. That's becoming greater than God.
He's also real good at punching. That's it. That's his power level.
But the thing is, there's also this really vague notion that whoever wears G4 will die. And I figured it was just like a coincidence, like everyone who's put this suit on has been killed in action or something. There's
no, it's because like the psychic feedback kills them.
Is that it? It overloads their brain?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't say that. I inferred that.
Yeah, see, you inferred that. I didn't infer that. I thought I had no fucking clue what was killing them and what killed G4 in the end.
Well, to be fair, you are like an idiot.
That's true. My doctor says I got an IQ of 42.
The inference was all on my part, though. It's not, like, said in the movie. And there's also, like, this extra vagueness where the guys, like, they all died and their bodies stopped moving like a broken puppet, but not for long, and then it started moving anyway because of the AI.
Yeah.
But, like... shouldn't they have explored that a little bit more in the story, that the AI would move your dead puppet body around?
Well, that's another thing. It does for 2 seconds, and then Makoto shoots it. But if you have an AI that can control a suit on its own, here's my question. Why do you need someone wearing the suit?
It can't stand up on its own. It's just a bunch of pieces.
But it was about to stand up and fight Makoto when he shot it.
No, the pieces can't stand up without a body inside.
I guess. Why don't you just put a dummy in there? Or just
keep
keep the last... First guy who dies, just keep him in there. And just don't ever open the suit.
G4, thank you for saving me from the unknown. Oh my god, you fucking stink. What is wrong?
Go home and take a shower, G4. Jesus.
G4? Hello? G4.
The suit's actually filled with formaldehyde. That's how they keep it.
It's just dripping as it walks around.
Are you gonna explain to me? Am I to believe that this suit that gives you super strength and you can lift up boulders and crush helicopters and whatever cannot stand up on its own without having something inside it?
No. Have you not seen the fucking, like, when G3X takes his suit off, it's a bunch of pieces on a table. And they put it on one by one.
That's true. It's just on a... Yeah.
This is why your doctor told you had that IQ.
No, it's easy to forget that most of the suit is the black, like, undersuit. Yeah. Like the black spandex underneath the actual bits of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's easy to forget because the suit is so well designed to look like an Iron Man suit. That's what my brain remembers it as.
It's such a great design. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
He's not the best Blue Rider design, though. That goes to Gatak.
Oh, well, I was going to say Knight, but...
No, Knight can suck a fuck.
You can suck a fuck. The thing is, your inferral that it's the psychic feedback that like just kills your brain and makes your brain dead. That's a perfect explanation, and that's probably...
It's not given in the film.
Yeah, that could have been given with one line, but they don't do it, unfortunately.
Maybe they thought the audience was smart enough to figure it out on their own.
No.
You shouldn't give your audience credit.
Don't give your audience credit.
You get movies that aren't Transformers then, and we don't want that.
Another thing, Makoto is absolutely brilliant in this movie. There's a scene right at the end, the final fight scene between him and G4, when his helmet gets fucked up, and he just takes it off, because there's a really cheesy line that Ozawa says, where she says, G3X can't ever beat G4, so you gotta fight as Makoto. And he takes his helmet off and fucking beats up G4. It's a great scene.
Like, immediately. She says, fight as Makoto, and he, like, punches him off immediately. Like, he's been getting his ass beat. But it's like a cut, and he's punching. He's in the middle of the punch when the cut happens. Which made me chuckle a little bit. But overall, the movie handles that type of stuff exceptionally well for a Kamen Rider series.
It's not logical, but like from a narrative standpoint, it's fucking great. It's great stuff. It's a very good like climactic fight that's been built up to for a long time.
I don't talk a lot about the Teen Titans cartoon.
Oh, I loved that show.
Because most of you children are probably too young to understand.
Oh, come on, it's not that old. It's like mid-2000s.
Everyone who listens to our show is like 5.
It's like Teen Titans was like mid-2000s. It was not that old.
It's 2017. They're 5. Do the math.
Holy shit.
No, not Teen Titans Go, but the like Teen Titans cartoon from the 2000s.
Yeah.
There's an episode where Cyborg's like, I can't lift any more than this because that's what my robot body can do. And he just like lets everybody down over and over. And eventually they're like, look, you're Victor Stone, you're not a robot. You can do more than just whatever your fucking robot parts can do. And he does. And it's a great lesson to teach robot children.
All the disenfranchised cyborgs of America.
You're more than the sum of your parts is a good lesson to teach anybody.
It's just it's a good scene. It's full of emotion. It's a nice cheesy finisher for the whole action scene, and Makoto is just perfect. He's so pure.
Shoichi's a secondary character in this, but he does have one of the dumbest lines of his entire career.
What's that?
When he says, "Life is delicious." Like, eating a radish or a cabbage is delicious. Even eating nothing is delicious, but being dead is gross.
Well, you're not wrong, Showichi.
Yeah.
Being dead is bad. Thanks, Kamen Rider.
And then Makoto's like, maybe he's right. Maybe being dead is bad.
Never thought of it that way before.
He has this little, like, crisis of conscience where he thinks that maybe he's not a good enough Kamen Rider because he fights with his life.
Yeah, the emotional conflict of the movie is that G4 does not give a shit about giving his own life in the line of duty, and Makoto does. And he thinks he's more of a wuss because of that.
And he learns different.
And he gets learned different. He learns that all life is precious, even his own.
And also Mana's in it a lot.
Mana is, Mana's the girl what gets kidnapped, and they gotta rescue her.
Yeah, I'd forgotten. Like, it gets talked about a lot in Agito, which I guess is a spoiler, but this movie already spoiled it if you watched it and you're listening to this, so fuck it. Mana is also an Agito, and she's like a really powerful Agito.
She's a telepath, yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what an Agito is. You only turn into a karate bug man if you're one of, like, 3 guys.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or half your face turns into a karate bugman if you're a lady, and then you get killed.
Yeah, sometimes... Yeah, that happens to 2 girls. One of them dies and one of them doesn't. Where a bad Agito face appears over their face in Photoshop, and then...
Dude, I want to live in a world where the next evolution of humanity is becoming a Kamen Rider. That sounds fucking awesome.
Well, you're never gonna.
You have to have, like, an Agito seed or whatever, I know. Don't write in and tell me.
You have to have been on a boat.
The Akatsuki Go.
You gotta be on the Akatsuki Go.
Mana's in the film a lot, and for those who don't know, Mana's actress, whose name I don't remember.
No, I have it. It's Rina Akiyama.
Yeah, Rina Akiyama has won, like, Best Ass in Japan for, like...
After she turned 18, mind you. Best
after
ass
she
in
turned
Japan.
18. For, like, years. Not anymore, I don't think, but for, like, years.
Yeah.
She won Best Ass in Japan. There is no, like, award for most giant flat ears in Japan, but she would win that. It's distracting, honestly.
Did you ever notice that she has a piece missing in her left ear?
Yes.
There's a little piece missing. I want to
It's
know
really
if that was...
hard not to notice.
Is that an accident, or what happened there? I'm not knocking the actress. She's
no, her actress
she's cute,
is
but
good.
like,
She's a good actress.
she's got a piece missing from her ear.
She Evander Holyfielded at some point. Showichi bit her ear off. But her actress is what I was talking about. She does a really good job of playing the, like, sort of harping on the main character, like, wow, you're a dumbass and I'm going to point it out type character without being hateable.
Yeah, because Shoichi does have qualities that a normal person would find annoying. He's distressingly carefree at times, and he tends to avoid his problems.
He says the dumbest shit imaginable.
And Mana is there as sort of the straight man to his antics. She's good like that. That's kind of her role throughout the whole show.
Oh, she's also a character on fucking Den-O.
She's in Den-O?
Yeah.
Shit. Maybe I gotta watch that one next.
She is in Den-O. She plays some character whose name I don't remember.
Well, I'll be darned.
My memory is gone from all of the drinking.
Yeah, I see. At the very end of this movie, this is why I kind of regretted watching it after the show was over. At the very end of this movie, Mana is playing piano, and she has a premonition about something that happens later on in the show. And I remember seeing that. If I would have
saw that in the movie, I would have been like, "Oh shit,
yes, that's crazy!" But I already at that time when I saw it, I had already seen it, and I knew exactly how it went down and how he got out of it.
This is unrelated, but there's a moment in this movie where Shoichi is leaving a restaurant, and a guy, like, thinks he's some other dude.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen you in forever. And I'd forgotten what Shoichi's, like, you know, identity. So I looked it up.
There's nothing.
I'm not like spoilering
or
anything
fine.
here. So I looked it up, but that's not the name he called him. And then the scene ends, and then he just jumps out again later.
What I think it was...
Shoichi just shows up later, and I was like, what the fuck?
I remember seeing that, and I think they're doing, like, an American Psycho thing, where it's a case of just mistaken identity, and they want to get Shoichi out of the scene. They're like, he like, if he's in the scene, they want him out. And so they're like, hey, dude! And then he just sort of gets hurried off out of the picture.
That was awkward as fuck.
Yep.
You know what I think it might be?
What?
There's an entire episode of Zyuranger where Boy is a ninja for no reason.
Oh yeah,
and it's because his actor played a ninja on fucking Jiraiya.
Yeah,
or maybe it was something else.
He was his when he was a little kid. He was a ninja on something.
When he was a little kid, so they did that as a nod, and I'm thinking maybe Shoichi's actor played a character by that name at some point.
Oh, that could be it. And
that was like a nod to the audience or something. There's a lot of, like, Japanese in-jokes and things that just go completely over my head because I'm a dummy.
Yeah. Speaking of nods, I can't believe it took me this long to remember this. Fucking the man himself is in this movie.
Yeah. Hiroshi Fujioka shows up as the fucking commissioner of police.
And he gives Ozawa a little speech about how when something needs to be done, you just gotta man up and do it. And Shoichi agrees. And he puts his hands on Shoichi's shoulders and he says, "That's right, kid, there's some things that you gotta do that I can't do anymore because I'm too old."
Yeah, he doesn't say because I'm too old, but then he looks right at the camera and he says, "That means being Kamen Rider."
I thought that was great. That was just another
awesome.
It's a little piece of fan service that doesn't... It's not too pandering. It doesn't fuck with the plot, really.
In a weird way, it seems like somebody else was supposed to be in that role because his suit is like 6 sizes too big for him.
Yeah, well.
But he looks... it was fucking great to see him. And he even like puts his hand on Makoto's shoulder like, "You're a Kamen Rider too, sir."
The new Kamen... Yeah, the passing of the torch.
It was beautiful. And it's also really cool that Ozawa's mentor is Hongo Takeshi.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's obviously the coolest shit on earth. No other Kamen Rider in the Heisei period had Hongo Takeshi as their fucking mentor.
No, not in my fucking heart of hearts.
Except maybe, well, not really Gaim. He bumped into him. He fought him once for a stupid reason.
Yeah, he fought him once because he thought flowers were cooler than being a Kamen Rider.
Man, Heisei vs. Showa was weird.
Yeah, but what wasn't weird is how great this movie is. If you've listened to all this, like, you've spoiled the movie for yourself horribly. If you haven't seen it, but you should really watch it anyway. It's got some great fight scenes, some great cinematography, really great character moments. It's excellent.
It really is one of the most coherent Rider movies I've ever seen. I remember when I first got into Rider, everybody told me Godspeed Love was the best Rider movie. And I saw it, and it was okay, but it was a little high concept. It was a little, like, Rider movies have a bad habit of just throwing in a bunch of concepts that don't really fit. But G4 fits completely into the Agito mythos. Everything makes perfect sense. Oh, Ozawa designed an upgrade but never used it. That's fine. Like, that isn't weird or ridiculous at all. And that's the only really new element that they throw in there. So it feels like it's a part of that world. Like, it fits in perfectly. And it's
a really small story.
Yeah.
But it expands upon the mythos because it has all these other Agitos.
Yeah, it's nice and contained, but it just fits perfect. It's a great fucking movie. Go watch it. Go watch, like, 9 out of 10 Kamen Rider movies. It's the best.
There's like, the government... Any government using, like, children psychics in experiments is like a trope, right?
Yeah.
And it fits into the world of Agito perfectly because Agitos are psychic. They're the next generation of humanity or whatever. So of course, like, the government is gonna want to find out what the fuck is up with them.
If this was a modern Kamen Rider movie, there would just be a bunch of psychic kids, and they wouldn't be explained or anything. They'd just be there.
They would be there, and one of them would be a new Kamen Rider. Who is also a child. That's more Super Sentai.
You're close enough.
God, it's so good, though. Like, it made me want to watch Agito again, which happens a lot. I always want to watch Agito again.
You should. It's really good.
I should. I should finish O's, honestly.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I guess we're done talking about the movie. It's good.
We can move on to news.
Well, I'm watching, first piece of news, I've decided I'm going to watch Blade.
Yep.
Everyone recommended it to me, and I read a little, like, not a synopsis of the whole thing, but like a little, like, here's the rundown, and it sounds really interesting, so.
It's a great series. It's sort of high concept in a way. It's
not
about, like, the focus, but...
Yeah, the ancient undead and a shady corporation wants to stop them. That sounds really interesting, so I'm going to watch that. That's what I'm going for.
Although the ancient undead are in, like, I don't know if this is a spoiler for you.
Don't say it!
What they're doing?
I want to
Was
discover.
that explained or no?
I want to discover. All I read was that the undead are waking up. It's very hard to find...
It makes them more interesting to know this fact. I don't know if it's, like, said straight up in the beginning or not, though, so maybe not. You'll see. You're already going to watch it. I don't have to sell you on it, so you'll see.
But it's hard to find non-TVN subs, though.
Yeah, I had to watch TVN subs.
Yeah, all the torrents are broken for the non-TVN ones, so...
Exactly.
Shame.
Power through the first, like, 13 or 14 episodes.
Yeah, I've heard they're awful.
They're not good. They're real not good.
Oh, well.
Oh, my God. Yeah, Blade is good, though, and I'm glad that you're going to be watching it.
Yes. Are we ready for news? Real news.
Real news that anyone gives a shit about.
Okay, so I found out this week that Uchu Sentai Q Ranger is going to be made with input from Bandai of America.
Yeah, why?
I have no fucking idea. I think because Japanese people love American superheroes and they love Captain America and Iron Man and all that, so...
Yeah, here's a fun fact for you. Japanese people love American Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's true.
What the fuck?
They just love America, period.
Here's a fun fact. Almost every Power Rangers is worse than the Sentai it was based on.
Yeah.
But deal with it, motherfuckers.
This is not Saban. Keep in mind, this isn't Saban that's helping them.
No.
It's Bandai of America. So it's not like they should make it more like Power Rangers. It's just that the design sensibilities are a little more American, which is why they have kind of armor. They look a little more tactical.
I did say almost, by the way.
Yeah,
some of the Power Rangers are better, but
yeah, that's for you. What was the Go-Onger one? It was Power Rangers Supercar.
It was Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue.
I think that was the space one.
It was Power Rangers Vroom Vroom Go Fast.
Power Rangers Go-Onger.
Overdrive.
Oh, no, Overdrive was Bokenger, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. I heard the Go-Onger one was good.
Very much at all, so...
Yeah.
I'm just saying things... I'm just saying inflammatory shit to make people angry, honestly.
But yeah, that's why we were talking earlier, that the suits had a little more armor on them. They're a little more... They're different from each other. In more ways than just being colors. So I would be willing to bet that that's Bandai of America's influence of just taking a bunch of Americans and saying, yeah, make it more tactical, make it more armored.
Give him a gun.
Give him a gun. So
give him a real gun, like a Beretta M9.
I would kill to have one of the Rangers just pull out a gun and not like a toy gun.
Everybody's like just imagine Jew Ranger where they're like Tyranno Saber, Moth Blaster, Terrabo, fucking gun.
9mm.
He just pulls out a fucking AK.
When we see, because this isn't obviously all the suits, there's going to be new forms and monsters and shit. So it'll be interesting seeing those with that in mind. When we first saw Q Ranger, we didn't have that fact in mind. We didn't know. But with that in mind, seeing the rest of the designs, that's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited for Q Ranger. I'm gonna be real sad when Zyuohger ends.
Yeah. Oh well. Q Ranger looks cool.
I've got some news. Some stuff you might not know anyway.
Oh really? Try me, motherfucker.
I'm sure our audience at home knows. You talk a lot about Rider Generations, right?
Yes.
Did you know that Kamen Rider the First and the next suits and characters are in that game?
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that when you play as Kamen Rider V3 from the next, your gameplay gets interrupted every 5 or 6 minutes with just 20 minutes of the ring that plays on your screen?
That's crazy. That's very ingenious.
It just fits the movie so well.
It fits perfectly into the Kamen Rider universe.
That was my bit of news.
Thank you. Jeff gets to be the anchor just for a bit.
Yeah.
The Toei Tokusatsu fan
just
club.
Kill me.
The Toei Tokusatsu fan club all met at the Grand Fortress this past week, and they decided what their favorite scene was in any Toei Tokusatsu show in 2016, and they picked. And I agree with this. I think it was a great scene. They picked the scene where Kamen Rider Mach fucking kills his dad.
That's the best scene.
It's a really good scene.
That is the best scene that year. I agree with that.
And Kamen Rider Mach himself, the Yu Inaba, the actor that played Go Shijima, came out and said, "Wow, that's crazy, guys. Thanks. That's really neat." I remember that scene when he picks up the signal axe, and it says, "Go for it." And then Bano's like, "Wait, man, don't kill me." And he's like, "Well, the axe just said go for it, didn't it?" And then he fucking cuts him in half. Oh,
yeah,
God,
we've all seen it.
Crazy. What?
We've all seen that shit.
I know, I'm just recounting my favorite part.
My favorite part was the scene. My favorite part in the scene was the scene.
My favorite part in the scene was when Jeff quit the podcast and I could just do it on my own without anyone being mean to me.
Write in to riderclubradio@gmail.com and tell us if you would listen to this shit if it was just fucking Liam.
Oh,
tell us.
Yeah,
because maybe I'll be free of my curse.
Let's get some votes. Let's get a vote going.
Who's the better podcast host? The fucking idiot or Liam?
Oh, I was gonna cut in and say or Liam, but now you sunk the ship for the sake of a joke.
No,
it's pretty good.
I sunk myself.
You sunk your own ship just to take down the captain.
No, I'm sure the guy that played Mach was just like, "Yeah, man, that's great. Please hire me for anything that isn't tokusatsu.
Look at my acting. Let me be in a movie.
Let me do anything where I don't have to act like a fucking idiot and take posed photos with all these smiling morons.
No more front flips. No more gamers.
He looks so unhappy in every photo of him in the cast. They're all like smiling really happily, and he's just like, take a photo.
He's just got resting bitch face, I think. I think he's a victim of resting bitch face. He's just got that kind of face.
Liam's got resting Rick Moranis face.
Oh, I got constant Rick Moranis face. If you ever want to... I don't need to do a face reveal. Just look at a picture of Rick Moranis. That's me.
No. Here's a fun fact for everyone. When we began this podcast, it wasn't a podcast for dirty fucking bearded hipsters, but here we are now, where both of us have beards.
It's been a long journey.
How sad. We're headed towards episode 100, for everybody who doesn't know. This is fucking nuts. For 100 weeks almost, we've done this podcast without missing a single week.
Yeah, that's coming up on 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. What is it, 104?
104 will be 2 years.
104 will be 2 years. We'll have to do something special for one of them.
I don't know. We'll fucking figure it out. Probably 104 because that gives us more time to procrastinate on it.
Whatever one we say we're going to do, we'll do the other one. Because we're dirty liars.
So definitely 100.
Yep.
Okay, one last piece of news.
Hit me.
Okay, so there is going to be a live show featuring Q Ranger and Zyuohger. They're gonna do a stage performance on February 19th.
Ooh.
This is hardly news. I mean, they do stage performances all the time for Sentai, but it's coming soon, and I'd really like to see it.
I would like to see it too, but we won't because we live in the Western world.
Maybe there'll be a video. I've seen some cool videos of stage shows that are really neat. I saw one of a Zyuohger stage show where they do slow motion in the fights while they're swinging their weapons around, and then all the actors simultaneously start moving in slow motion to like illustrate the impact of a blow. That's really cool. Like, that's some real theater shit that they should...
Yeah,
that's
that'd be
neat.
Pretty fucking sweet, man.
That's cool as fuck. I love all the little tricks they do to create that visual flair that they can't really do without the special effects.
Yeah, we need to open a GoFundMe to get Liam to a stage show.
I'd love to.
Enough news!
That's it. News is over.
I've had enough. We've got a lot of emails this time, though, which is good because we've still got, like, 20 minutes to fill.
Yeah, we don't have to fill one. I mean.
Okay. Well, no emails this week, everybody. Liam said no.
Alright, good night. The boss has spoken.
Yeah, okay. Our first email is from Zolgheim, who sends us about 3 emails a week now. Thank you, Zolgheim.
Good evening.
He's probably angry now because he said, I swear to God, if you guys don't name last week's episode Dead Doctor.
Dead Doctor?
Do you guys think any other writer in X8 is in danger of dying anytime soon? On one hand, the whole Ryuki Gaimish tone and Kiri already being dead. On the other hand, compared to the others, this series doesn't have as many writers to spare. I have no clue, honestly. All bets are off.
I have to agree. I would never have pegged Kiria for dying so soon, but now fucking all bets are off. If anyone's gonna die next, it's gonna be Snipe. But we'll have
I don't know. I could see Brave dying. His plotline seems to be over.
Yeah, it's true. Shit. The question is when. God, it could be tomorrow.
Who knows?
He could be dying right now.
Everyone could die except Emu.
And don't count him out.
We could all die.
Actually, Genmu. What am I saying? Genmu's gonna die.
No, he's not.
He's
gonna constantly get killed and then still be alive in the next episode, over and over and over again.
Fun fact: Dan Kuroda's heart has not beaten in about 2 weeks, but he's still up and walking around.
He's a dangerous zombie now.
He's a very dangerous zombie. He kills people.
So the answer is we have no clue.
Yeah.
We got an email from Hotshot this week asking us about what our perfect Kamen Rider video game would be, which we've already answered a bunch of times.
God Hand.
Fucking...
Devil May Cry.
I think God Hand was my answer, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jeff's answer was God Hand with Riders, mine was Devil May Cry with Riders.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
That's it, man.
That's it, man.
Our next email is from Adam.
Adam?
And he's the guy who gives us fun facts.
Okay.
Because he said, hey, Jeff and Liam, I have a few more fun facts for you guys.
Alright, hit me.
1, despite being the only non-doctor writer, Dan Kuroda's actor actually has a pharmaceutical license.
Really?
That's a real fun fact if it's true.
That's the funnest fact I've ever learned on this show.
2. Both level 10 forms are based on the medical states of Dan and Emu, with Action Gamer level XX being based on Emu's multiple personality disorder, and Zombie Gamer level 10 based on Dan being dead.
That kind of represents the duality of his personality. I see.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting enough to say on the air, even though there's no question.
Yeah, well,
and he
that's
also
cool.
said, P.S. If you liked Card Captor Sakura, Blade has a similar thing with its cards.
Well, good, because I'm watching it.
That's right.
Cannot wait.
Our next email is from @SunglassPre.
Oh, I know this person.
Hey guys, just wanted to say thanks for your continued podcast. You're welcome.
No problem.
Now that Ghost is well behind us, it's a nice routine to get into, to be able to be hyped up for a new X8 episode, then get to hear both of you nitpick it to death and laugh at your terrible opinions.
Hey, we like them. We
Just kidding, we all have terrible opinions. We're
Thank
still
you.
watching a Japanese toy commercial after all.
Yep.
But seriously though, fuck you, the Poppy Christmas song was hilarious?
No.
I believe we finally understand who truly has the worst opinions.
You're gonna tell us we have bad opinions, then go saying that shit.
Poppy's a blight on humanity.
Poppy's a stain.
Anyway, with Curious Death, it got me wondering about other character deaths in other Rider shows. Is there a character who was set up to die, then either didn't or got brought back to life that you would have rather stayed dead? Or if that's too specific, you can do the reverse. A character who you would have wanted to come back to life instead of staying dead. My answer for it involves spoilers for O's, so skip the last part if you care about it.
I know who dies in O's.
Me too. Again, thanks for the podcast. Looking forward to the next episode and maybe an Agito spoiler cast soon.
Well, we did kind of an Agito spoiler cast.
Look, it's a technicality. We got through on a technicality.
We're
everybody.
saving it. The joy is in the waiting. The anticipation is the true fun. So look forward.
It's always
to
a letdown when you actually listen to the podcast. So. So what do you think, man? What rider death would you have liked to have seen done differently?
Well, there was one rider that died that I would have liked to have stayed dead. I really think they brought him back, and it was premature. I really think they shouldn't have done it. His name was Tenku GTK.
Yeah.
Really wish
he
he could
stayed
have just
dead after the first death.
Just after he gets killed by a kaijin, should have just stayed dead. I bet would have been nice.
Could you imagine how beautiful the world would be if that actually happened?
How happy we'd both be now.
Think about how many people in Takeru's world wouldn't be dead if he hadn't have caused so much fucking trouble for the Ganma.
Look, all the humans would be free from those troublesome bodies. No one would have to eat again.
It'd be a beautiful world.
It'd be pretty great. I mean, the sky would be red forever, but that's not so bad.
Nah, you can wear tinted glasses.
You can deal with that. For true, a rider whose death I would have done differently. Well, they brought Nobuhiko back in RX, and I thought that was a fucking crime.
Yeah.
His well, I just spoiled it anyway. So his death in black is fucking great. It's perfect. It's
been like fucking 30-some years, dude.
Yeah. The thing I love so much about black is its ending is so bittersweet. That Kotaro wins technically. But Golgum has stolen everything from him. His whole life is gone. And his last... fucking Nobuhiko's last line is, "You've killed your only brother, you'll regret this for the rest of your life." And then he passes from this world, and Black's like, and he doesn't fade away or turn into flowers or something. He just lies there dead. And Black's like, well, I better go kill the core. But in the end, he's just super depressed about everything that happened. And when you bring him back for RX... it just wrecks it. It just wrecks the whole point. And they redeem him, too. He's like, oh, he's a good guy. He died a hero. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Again?
He dies again.
Oh my god, that completely invalidates the first fucking... Oh well.
Fuck Shadow Moon.
My answer is a spoiler as well, but I'm not going to be a huge jerk and spoil it. But I've talked about it before. There's a character who... a little inconsequential character who dies in Double.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I thought that was handled very poorly.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm not gonna say anything else about that.
Don't. Yeah, you probably know if you've seen Double. Wink, wink.
Well, if you've seen Double and you don't know, like,
you probably
should
should
have
rewatch
paid more
Double.
attention to that shit.
Yeah. What's next?
Oh god, our last email is also from Zolgheim.
Hey, welcome back.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Thanks for writing in. He said, since we all agree it as a whole looks pretty nice, which side of Xade's double XX brothers form do you guys like the most? I'm kind of torn right now myself because both iterations of the color scheme look good to me. It's a very efficient color combination.
Teal and orange.
Well, they're both teal and orange.
Teal and orange. You see it everywhere.
Well, which one do you like better? The tealer one or the oranger one?
I guess the tealer one. It's a more pleasing color.
I like the oranger one better.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's rare that a character has that much fucking orange in their design and they're not Naruto.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And it works because it's balanced out with the teal and the darker tone of the suit.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that you know how all the riders have big versions of their faces on their backs?
Yeah.
I like that
their shoulders.
Their shoulders, and it's half of each, so they fit together when they stand next to each other. That's cool.
It's pretty fucking boss.
I like it.
I love that it's based on 2-player games from back in the day.
Yeah, I wonder how they
There was something special about co-op back in the day where it was you and one other guy, and that's all you got. You couldn't fucking bring anybody else in on that shit.
I really hate that couch co-op is dead in games. Yeah. My friend and I like to play, there's a game called Rainbow Six Vegas 2, if you played it. And the couch co-op in that is unbelievable. And just the other day, we picked up Rainbow Six Siege, the newer one, and there's no couch co-op. Same game modes and everything, but it's like, hey, and you can play co-op, but it's only online. You want to play with someone in the same room? Go fuck yourself.
Dude, that's
only
like fucking old fossils care about that shit.
Yeah, I guess. Only idiots want to sit on a couch with their friends and play a game together.
Who has friends in this day and age?
Yeah, it's true. Friends are pretty lame.
Friends are blasé.
They're old hat, I say.
The time for friends has passed. Now is only the time for enemies.
Now is only the time for Seinfeld.
That's a good one.
This is the highbrow humor you've come to expect from Rider Club Radio.
So now I hate Liam.
It's a good note to end the podcast on.
So if you would like to be featured on our podcast program as an email writer and not as a guest ever, you can write in your emails to riderclubradio@gmail.com.
Or
we might read them on the air.
And you might read them on the air. Or if you want to just look at us and see all our brain farts and see all our hilarious jokes and maybe a couple puns here and there and some good retweets, you can follow us on Twitter. That's @RiderClubRadio. You can tweet at us too. You can tweet questions at us and such. So
Yeah,
do that.
we also tend to answer, just have cool little conversations with people on our Twitter as well.
Yeah.
If you would like to expose yourself to the internet, hopefully not with your genitals, you can tweet funny things at us and we might retweet you.
You can expose yourself to us. That's fine.
Just send it to the email. You'll get kicked off Twitter otherwise.
Yeah, send that privately in a private message. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
So, on that note, have a good night, everyone.
Please don't send your genitals to our email address.
Send it to mine.
Send it to Liam Soji at hotmail.com.
Yeah, Liam, I would have a Hotmail, yeah.
Because he's a hot boy. Alright, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Straight. Good night.
See ya.